Oh, we're recording. Hello. Hello. How are you? Is this even like... In this video, I want to talk about my journey doing NoFap, how I started, what I learned, strengths I gained, pitfalls I went through, and really, I want this video to encompass all of that. So if you've heard of NoFap and you don't really know much about it, or if you've tried it and have struggled with it like I have in the past, this video is for you. So NoFap is the idea of removing porn and masturbation from your life. If not forever, then for an extended period of time. Typically, a lot of people who go on NoFap commit to doing a 90-day reboot. Now, what that's supposed to mean is after 90 days, your brain resets to its default settings. Because what happens so often is when you watch porn for extended periods of time, it releases dopamine in your brain like constantly. So the more you watch, like any drug, the more you're going to need to achieve a similar effect. Which is why you may or may not have noticed that the more porn you watch, the more it takes to get you to the same place physically, the stimulation, the sensitivity, all of that stuff, right? So I started this about a few years back when I was going through a pretty rough time. You know, I had gotten intimate with somebody and I had ED. And that was a big wake-up call because I was like 20 or 21 at the time and going like, what the fuck? This is not supposed to be happening to me. Something's definitely wrong. And not only that, but I was feeling so much anxiety. Like I was always so anxious. And what I discovered was this community called NoFap where people were committed to trying a different type of lifestyle, a lifestyle free from porn and masturbation. Now, this is not an anti-porn, anti-masturbation video. I think all types of responsible self-care and sensuality is amazing, right? I'm not knocking that at all. What I am discouraging is using porn as an escape, right? So for me, discovering it as a kid, it became natural, like it's normalized. But really, when you think about it, as a man, when you ejaculate, that sperm is literally your life force. It's drawing the resources from your body, your cells, nutrients, and when you masturbate and watch porn, you're literally throwing your life force away. And so I was watching my life flush down the toilet. And that image, that reframing really brought it home for me. And so the way I approached it was first I gave it a shot. And people made fun of me and didn't understand why I was doing what I was doing. I told some friends. And what I realized after doing it for a certain amount of time, that I had to just drown them out. I realized that my testosterone levels went up. I got a blood test and my testosterone levels were through the roof, so much so that my doctor thought I was on steroids or something like that because my testosterone was crazy. I noticed I had more energy, I had more vitality. I could wake up early in the morning and not be tired. I didn't need to rely on caffeine to compensate for the lack of energy. I was more social. Social anxiety kind of just slid off of me and I could just be myself more. It was really strange that I started seeing all these things after a few weeks of doing this. I also noticed that the longer I did it for, the more I came to know about myself and the fact that oftentimes I would use porn as an escape, right? Because I didn't want to feel a certain emotion or I didn't want to experience certain things. I would run away to this. So my advice, if you're just starting this out, is to be aware of a couple things. First and foremost, what I would do is come up with a strong why you want to do this. For me, the breaking point came and I said, I'm tired of having sex with a screen. Like I'm tired of being connected and attached to this instead of people in real life. Like sex and intimacy is a natural thing. And I was leaving myself to my computer and my phone. And that really messed me up. It really made me think. Number two, what I would do is set up content filters on your computer, on your device. And this may seem a little juvenile, but to be real, like that helped me because there'd be times when I would go to my phone or go to my computer and it would slow me down and make me think like, okay, are you sure you want to do this? 3, finding people who didn't judge me for trying this new lifestyle, right? And having them hold me accountable. Like, hey, if you could just check in on me every week at such and such time, or can I text you when I'm feeling an urge? And there's actually an app I'd recommend called Brain Buddy. I'm not affiliated with them, but I've used the app and it's been invaluable because you're set up with teams, and the whole goal of the program is to get you off porn and reacclimate yourself to natural dopamine, like going outside, having fun with your friends, feeling good doing things that are natural and innate to us, being social. The 4th thing I would do is be aware of your triggers, right? For me, I noticed whenever I got really bored, I would immediately go to my phone or go to my computer, and the brain is so crafty and cunning that it will find ways for you to look up porn, right? And it might not even be conscious. You just find yourself going to it because it's such an ingrained habit. And so when I got off of it, right, and I did a couple different streaks, my longest was 108 days, right? So at that point, I could feel every emotion very viscerally, from happiness to sadness to anger. I could feel the whole array of it. And facing that for the first time was pretty mind-blowing, right? So once you find your triggers, like for me it was boredom, I knew I had to come up with the solution for that trigger. So whenever I got bored, I know I'd have to get up and go outside or do some push-ups, really get my mind away from it, because when I'm static and not doing much, that's when I get into trouble, I found. Also realizing that this journey is not a goal or a set point. That you can set a couple weeks or a couple months to try this, but really committing to this as a lifestyle, right? Think about what your life would be like with porn versus without it, and realizing deeply that it, like anything, is a drug. It's changing your neurochemicals, it's changing your receptors in your brain, and it functions the same way a drug addict would. And so this is really pretty sobering to think about. And so once you do this, like right now I'm a couple months into this, I'm about 2 months in to this current streak, you'll start to notice that you approach life differently. And what I've realized is my life is so much better without it. But I've also realized that it's not easy, that I failed a lot on this journey. You know, I might try to do it for 2-3 months and figure out some stuff, and then all of a sudden I fall back down. So what I realized is, and what I'd recommend is that know that it's okay to fail, forgive yourself, and just get up and keep going. The more you do it, the more you commit to it, and commit to this better version of yourself, the better off you'll be in the long term. And we're all about the long-term plays on this channel. That's my strategy. That's my advice for approaching NoFap. Hope it's been of some help. If you have any questions or you want to share some wisdom on the topic, please leave it in the comments below, and be sure to subscribe for more content just like this. And I'll see you in the next video. Peace.